Welcome to the Maximus podcast with your hosts, Joe Sabula and Bobby Maximus. We're going to keep this one short and simple today. Joe, it's funny. We were talking the other day just about the 12-3-30, the 6-12-25, the 90-10, the 37-15-12. I mean, at this point, I'm just making numbers up. But if you follow social media, you follow TikTok, you follow YouTube, you see all these various exercise formats that have like a fancy number. The 12-3-30 is 12 incline, I believe.
Yep.
3 miles per hour on the speed, and then 30 minutes. People try to make it sound like it's fancy, and I actually did a little,
I watched that one.
Video log about this the other day, Joe. But at the end of the day, it's just extra cardio. And what's going to make you fit about it is if you were to do, 30 minutes of extra cardio a day for a whole year, I mean, you're going to burn 60 or 70,000 extra calories. There's 14 or 15 pounds of fat gone. Like, it's not magic.
Well, I think that there is this weird magic to it, though. And I'll explain, because the 12, what is it, 12-3-30 isn't that hard. You know what I mean? Like, you do it and you're like, oh, I don't feel beat up. I don't feel wrecked. You're like, if that's all I have to do, like, yeah, I can do that. Everyone has this expectation that, like, okay, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to have to go to the gym and like grind and make myself hurt. And I got to fight through the soreness. And then it's like they take, 2 weeks off after that because just emotionally, psychologically, they're so wiped from that experience. But this 12-3-30, it's like, yeah, I could do that. Like, that's not even that hard. And so they stick with it. And then the weird thing happens. It starts to work.
But the reason it works, my point is, it's consistency.
It's just consistent.
Because I'll have people all the time, they'll email me or they'll DM me and they'll be like, well, what if I don't have a treadmill? Can I walk? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, what if I do it on the Stairmaster? Will that work? And I'm like, I mean, yeah. How long? 30 minutes, I guess. What if I'm on the elliptical trainer? Will that work? Yeah. I mean, can I swim? Yeah. My point is, there's no real magic to the 12-3-30. Like it's just literally what you're doing is extra cardio. Like that's
any cardio, honestly. And I think it also depends where you come from. If you're coming right off the couch, guess what? Very doable. It's like taking a walk every day. It's not threatening. It's pretty easy to stick with it. It's boring is probably the fallback, is people just don't want to walk for 30 minutes. They don't want to take the time.
No, for sure. But then the next thing is like the 3-3-1 or the 3-2-2 or like whatever people come up with. And it's what is it? The 3-2-1. It's like 3 strength days, 2 cardio days, 1 recovery day or something like that. But here's the deal with that, Joe. You're just working out 6 days a week. So of course you're going to get better. Like if you're working out 300 days a year or 350 days a year, you're going to see a result. Yeah. And it's funny because people really discount, now to the point of the podcast, people really discount the value of just simple consistency.
Just showing up.
Right? There's a movie, Central Intelligence, with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And The Rock's fat in high school, and Kevin Hart beats him like 20 years later or whatever, 30 years later, and The Rock's obviously The Rock. Kevin Hart's like, oh my God, what did you do? Like, what's the secret? Like, how do I get fit like this? And The Rock's like, I did one simple thing. I just worked out for 6 hours a day for 20 years. Kevin Hart. But I mean, it's true, right? Like, everyone's looking for a big secret to fitness, but if you just exercise hard every day for 20 years, you'd be the fittest person you know. Like, literally.
I think if you did anything every day for 20 years, you'd be pretty good at it. I'll go to the other end of the spectrum and talk about like alcoholism. You got somebody who can be lucid with like a 0.3 blood alcohol level. That didn't happen overnight. That's not their first rodeo. They've been working on that.
Yeah, you train for it, right? Like, it's true. But like, back to your point about anything, like if you played guitar for an hour or 2 a day for 20 years, you'd probably be pretty good. If you play piano, if you took an hour piano lesson every day of your life for 20 years, you'd be good at the piano.
Pretty good.
I'm not saying you're like Beethoven or Mozart or on the guitar. I'm not saying you're Eddie Van Halen, but you would be good and better than 99.9% of the population. And so like the thing I've been on lately, and I'm on people about this all the time, like, stop looking for formats, stop looking for numbers, stop looking for secrets, stop looking for shortcuts if you can't show up every day. Because really it's that simple. And to me, you had a good idea for a TikTok hook, like, here's one simple trick that fitness trainers hate. It's like work out every day for 20 years. They would hate it because then they have nothing to sell.
Yeah.
Like when I think about like what I actually sell, right? I kind of graduated into selling motivation, I guess, because the reality, and if you're listening to this, if you're an Olympic athlete, okay, you need a very specific training program.
Yeah.
You're trying to train for the Tour de France. Like a lot of people don't realize Tour de France cyclists are, I'm going to say a minimum of 23,000 miles a year on a bike. Like that's not a normal person. But there's probably a very small percentage of the world, period, that's aiming for a specialized sport like that. 99 people out of 100, and that's being generous, just want to, I mean, what are the big three? Look good naked, feel a little bit better, maybe have a little bit more stress relief, have better sex life with their wife or their husband, or their partner, maybe I don't know, want to look a little better. I mean, I don't know what the thing is.
I would just say look good, feel good, and be good.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? And it's probably, truthfully, Joe, 999 out of 1,000, or 9,999 out of 10,000. Like there was a number I saw the other day. It was out of 1 million kids that play basketball, 4 sign an NBA contract.
Yeah.
So that's really your percentage. Like 999,000.
But body, that professional boxer that I like has a very specific program, so I should follow that program too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
it's like, you're not a freaking professional boxer. You don't have no intention of stepping in the ring. Like that's probably not what you need to do.
But that's what people want, right? They need the thing. But the reality is, if you go by that number, 4 out of 1 million, so maybe we'll use 4 out of 1 million for the Major League Baseball, maybe. I mean, the point is, it's 0.001 of the population needs a special program. Everyone else, I've really gotten to the point, man. I hate saying this. I don't care if you do dumbbells, kettlebells, a Zumba class, walk around the neighborhood waving your arms like a crazy person. Like I guess that would be a good shoulder burn.
I mean, if you're consistent, yeah,
put your toddler in a backpack and hiking. You do Irish dance. Maybe do some sword fighting, which you've done. Maybe take like a Taekwondo class or something. Like there's like, really, for most people out there, if they literally just got their ass off the couch and moved every day for an hour, most of their fitness problems would be solved.
Well, let's just say that the key to developing fitness, the key to improving your physique, the key to, getting all the benefits of fitness is just showing up every day. Yeah. And that means you only need a handful of things to get going, because people are going to say, well, you need motivation. No, you don't need motivation. What you need is a goal. You need to say, I'm here and I want to get over there. That's enough of a goal. You know what I mean? And then like you need the time. You just need to make a priority out of it. If you don't have a goal, you're not going to do anything at all. You're going to sit there dreaming about it. If you start making time for it, now you're going to start doing it. And as you go, you might decide that, yeah, maybe my goals change a little bit. I've seen this, and I know you've seen this 100 times in the gym, where somebody comes in like, I just want to lose 30 pounds. They end up getting into powerlifting or Olympic weightlifting, or they want to go play pickleball all the time. Like, cool, that's your thing. You found it. Like, go. But if you love pickleball and you play it every single day, guess what? Your fitness is going to improve. You're going to get better at pickleball.
It's funny. I make fun of pickleball. I think it's
I do too.
But
ping pong on the table.
Like, if you went to do, what's a pickleball game? Like an hour?
I don't know. Yeah.
Whatever it is. If you went to play pickleball every day for an hour versus the hour that you would be sitting on the couch, by the end of the year, you'd probably be down. If you're fat, you'd probably be down 30 pounds. Yeah. Like, or if you were one of these people that had you dabbled in some weights, you kind of had a nice little physique, but there was like a layer of blubber, like over top, you would probably lean right out. Like pickleball might be the thing. And it's funny, as much as I think it's stupid, that might be the thing that pushes you over the edge to getting a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And it's not pickleball. It's literally like, if you played every day, you did 300 extra hours of cardio a year.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Like, you would be like, what? It's actually funny, just to prove a point. I got the phone out here. I'm going to Google, and it's probably going to be all over the place, because there's 7-year-olds play pickleball and 10-year-olds, but calories burned. This is what I love about today's day and age. You can just look this shit up, right? In pickleball. I'm not the only one to ask this. Okay, people are saying between 500 and 700 calories an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so just now, just math, because I think this is important for people out here. Let's say you played pickleball 4 days a week. That's it, just 4 1-hour days a week, right? And we're going to go with the low end. That's 500 calories. So you burned an extra 2,000 calories a week. And I'm going to say just 50 weeks a year. You have a couple of weeks off, right? That's 100,000 calories.
Yeah.
So if there's 36.
And go further. Yeah. 3,600 calories in a pound of fat. That's 27.7 pounds, right? 27.8.
If I lost 27 pounds of fat, I wouldn't have body fat left on me.
Well, but see, now here's where we get in trouble with this too, because we talk about the 130-hour rule, which is nothing more than consistency. It's just being consistent and doing the thing for 6 months or 12 weeks or whatever it is. You just have to be consistent. That's the whole point of it. But people will say, oh, it's 130 hours. So I'll just start now and I'll just train for 130 hours straight. I'll just suck it up and be done. And it's like, no. So now we're telling you, you need to work out for an hour a day every day. So that's 360 hours a year. And we'll just say 300. You're going to take some days off. So what does that work out to? About 2 weeks? Yeah. And they're like, oh, if I just train steady for 2 weeks, then I don't have to work out the rest of the year. And it's like, but that's not consistent. That's a one-time sprint, and then you're done, and you go back to being lazy. That doesn't work. It has to be that little bit spread out over every day for the next year. Then it will work.
At the same time, if we put your ass on Naked and Afraid, and you were in the woods for 21 days and you accumulated 130 hours, like, and I'm a fan of the show, people come off that thing and they drop like 30 pounds in 21 days.
It's amazing what not eating will do.
like, right. And moving around, right? Like not necessarily working out, but like moving around, building a shelter, walking, doing these like 8-mile extractions.
Surviving is hard. It's a hard work.
But it's funny that you bring up the 130-hour rule because people hate it.
Oh yeah.
Because they realize like, wow, I actually have to put in a lot of work. Wait, to change, I got to do 130 workouts. Wait, what? I can't do it in 10. And that's why it works. Like you show up every day for 6 months. I don't care who you are, you'll see a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even you and I were talking about, we just rebuilt our websites. So, you know, logging on to, and we use the Wix platform, but people use Squarespace or Kajabi or whatever, it doesn't matter. You log on, you don't know what you're looking at. Okay, sure, it takes you 10 hours to build that first website. The second one takes you 5. The third one takes you 2. Well, eventually in 6 months, when you've built, I don't know, 80 websites, 60 websites, you could have a job as a website designer. Like trainers, musicians, photographers would hire you to build them websites. 6 months of investment.
Yeah. And
it's like when you think about anyone in life, they're good at something. Like your plumber comes over, your electrician, like, oh my God, how do you get so good at that? Well, it's my job. I do it every day.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing here is like, if you're frustrated with your fitness and you don't know where to start, and I want to highlight a point you brought up, just start doing something. Like I said, walk around the neighborhood waving your arms, because that thing that you talked about, eventually a given, you show up every day for 3 months, you're going to want to start to explore a little bit.
Well, yeah. And naturally,
boundaries.
I have to remind people this all the time. Naturally, you will improve your intensity, because now you're not just showing up to do your 12-3-30. Now you're doing a 12-3.2-30. You know, now you're doing a 12-3.2-45, because you get adapted to that. You get easy, like that workout gets easy because it becomes something that you just do every day, and you crave a little challenge. You'll go faster. You'll go harder. You don't have to plan it. It will just happen if you let it.
Well, just think about this, like other areas of life, nothing to do with working out. You're in a marriage. You're having sex 3 to 4 days a week, maybe 2 days a week, maybe 1 day a week. I don't know if it's a year. I don't know if it's 2 years. I don't know if it's a 7-year inch. But like at some point, you're like, hey, do you want to, I don't know, watch porn together? Do you want to try doing this other thing? Do you want to like, do you want to get one of those apps to meet other couples? Like people start to push boundaries is my point. You're not just like always
That's
missionary,
an insane example, but it's very apt.
right? Like you're not like always lights off missionary. It's over. It's like, hey, let's try this thing. Let's whatever, right? Now you look at guitar. You into guitar.
Yep.
Like you start with your little 3-chord Blink. Is it Blink 20?
Blink 182.
Say whatever. But your Green Day 10, Matchbox 99. Like, okay, so you play your little 3-chord, whatever. You're not going to play that for 5 months straight. Like at some point, you'll be like, hey, maybe I'll try this Nickelback song. Yeah. Maybe I'll try
some real music.
Right? Like my point is you'll graduate. Right? Agreed?
Yeah, agreed. And again, your comfort zone kind of starts to encompass that thing. Now you've learned how to play that song. Well, now it's just a thing that you do. It's no longer interesting. You got to find something outside of that. And it grows and you build.
Yeah, if you painted, you wouldn't sit and paint. I'm looking at my window right now. You wouldn't paint the same landscape day after day after day. You'd be like, oh, I'm good with trees. Maybe I'll start painting some rocks. Like maybe I'll
think of this. How many years have you worked out twice a day? It's like 20 some years, right?
Yeah,
you're the rock example. You never miss a day. You're consistent as hell.
Yeah.
Should a person who's never worked out before show up and do your same workout with your same intensity?
Fuck no, they die.
No. And why? Because you've got 20 plus years of that intensity building and they have none.
But even me, it's like funny. You could say my sex example is crazy. You could say my guitar example is crazy or insane. You could say, but even me, I've worked out 29 years. I try new stuff in the gym. I'm like, I wonder what would happen today if I did, if I paired box jumps with Nordic curls. Like, I wonder, maybe I'll just try this.
Just go simple. One of our classic workouts, right? The Holy Trinity. You know how many reps you can get on a Holy Trinity. When we say you should be able to get 150 reps in 30 minutes of each, that doesn't just come out of our ass. It's like, that's a pretty solid pace. That's a pretty consistent pace. That's not the best you've ever done. Yeah. I know you've gotten over 200. I've gotten over 200 on it. And that doesn't happen by accident. That happens because I did it once and I got 75. And I thought, okay, that's possible. That's in my comfort zone. Now I'm going to try to get 80. Now I'm going to try to get 85. And then I'm getting 150 on a regular basis. Then it's like, okay, am I done? No, now I got to get 151, 152. Like you keep doing it. It doesn't happen because you did it once.
But you also switch it up. We do 5 minutes on, 1 minute off, 45 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, you try all the variations and all the different ways that you can skin that cat until you maximize what you can possibly get out of yourself.
Yeah. Cooking, you don't cook the same thing every day. Like I try different sides with my steak. Like the point is here, without being long-winded, is if you work out and just start, you'll graduate to some other stuff. You'll start to experiment. You'll start to play. You'll start to actually take a little more risks because you're comfortable. Like that deadlift that you were scared to pick up day 1, man, you might pick it up day 10. You might pick it up, like you become desensitized to it, right?
Yeah.
And so the message here is like, if you're struggling with fitness at home, you don't know where to start, honestly, just start doing something. Start walking every day for 30 minutes. And then when that doesn't really push you, maybe jog for 30 minutes. And it's like, you will get further ahead doing that than buying program after program, trying convoluted thing. Like, honestly, just in your goal, I want to end with this. Great to have a weight loss goal. Great to have a body composition goal. Great to have a aesthetic goal. Like, I want to look like Tom Hardy, or I want to look like, Jensen Ackles or Brad Pitt, or like whatever. I don't know. But like, what if you just made it your goal to show up 30 minutes a day for a whole year? And on our app, not to plug it, but like on our team program, right? But like, there are people who we see them. It's like David Guerrero. He's like, I just finished workout 815.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's really fit. He came to my gym and he crushed it. It's like, well, yeah, he's literally not missed a day for 2.5 years, whatever. Like, he's at 815 workouts at 2.5 years. Well, that would make you really fit. So like, he came to my gym and it was like, oh, he can actually do a lot of stuff.
Well, and people have the assumption that, oh yeah, he must have been fit when he started. But I will tell you, the majority of the people that join our team and get on that app, the first thing I tell them is, do not try to crush yourself on these workouts. You are literally going to take them at a walking pace. See what it's about. Feel what it's about. You don't have to set the world record on your warm-ups. But you
No.
need to show up every single day. You have to do all of the workouts that first week. You have to do all the workouts your second week. So you cannot push yourself too hard or you'll be too beat up to do it. But if you take it at an easy pace, guess what? You've got 2 weeks of not missing a workout. What happens week 3? You show up. And which team on that app has the highest consistency ratings?
It's us. Like,
It's us.
but that's a secret. So we have all kinds of people who've lost 80 pounds in a year.
Yeah.
What did you? I showed up for my 30 minutes a day. I mean, even one more quick thing, because you see me drinking water during the thing. It's like, you're like, oh my God, I just can't find time to drink water. I can't find time to eat. Like, well, no, I'm just like, at least I'm consistent.
Yeah.
Like someone made a comment the other day. It was my guy from First Form. We do these meetings every week. I'm an athlete with him. I do some sales and stuff like that. And he's like, do you eat every single call you have? And I'm like, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Why the fuck do you think I look like this? He's like, what do you mean? Well, like, I'm 44. I've never used a drug in my life. I look like this. What do you think the fucking secret is, dude? Like, I ain't missing meals.
Yeah.
I'm not, it'd be hard. I'm not missing my water. Like, I'm not going to talk to you now. You'd be like, hey, Bobby, what happened? I'm like, oh, Joe, it was terrible. I only got 250 milliliters of water. I missed all my meals in a workout. Like, that doesn't really occur to me to behave like that. And so again, it's not that I'm special. It's not that I'm unique. Not that I got the genetic gift. It's like, literally, like, well, no, you just show up for yourself daily.
Yeah.
That's it. So listen, consistency, show up every day. That's all you got to do. That's your secret. And if you want to work out with us, download the Ladder app from the App Store. It's only available on iOS. Join Team Maximus. There's a link on my YouTube bio or whatever, but like that might be a start for you. But I'd urge you, like, your goal is to finish. It's not to set world record. Like, literally just have a goal of like, I'm going to get to 100 workouts. That's my goal. And then I'm going to get to 200. And then pretty soon you're at 500 and you're the fittest person you know. That's simple. Done. Enjoy your day. And by the way, don't listen to this podcast and then not work out or drink water or eat healthy. That would just be like, just go.